This is a quick video clip from my desktop of the 3D underwater scans for Bridge 2440, which is Trunk Highway 65 or Central Avenue or 3rd Avenue, depending on which side of the river you're on, carrying that over the Mississippi River. The two piers of concern that we took underwater scans of are Pier 1, which is the closest to the downtown side, and then Pier 5, which is just north of the northern part of the Horseshoe Dam. What we're going to look at first is the before scan of Pier 5, so the northern pier by the Horseshoe Dam. This is the before scan, the point cloud viewer. Here's the Horseshoe Dam edge, and then this is Pier 5, or the part that we could get at. As we zoom in on the pier, a few things that we are looking at, and you can tell where we have problems and why we did some foundation repair. There is a void under a good chunk of the pier, or a void starting under a good chunk of the pier, and you can see that right here in this area as I'm starting to rotate around. This pier foundation wall should go all the way down to the ground, and it's not. There's a void that had been forming. Unfortunately, we didn't get down quite as low as we would have wanted to be able to get and look into that cavity as much, but it extended a fair amount underneath that pier. And you can see it right here again, the edge of that pier that should have gone straight down to the ground level, and instead you can see that void that had formed. Pan around to the other side, and you can see actually a little bit better view even as I move around that front edge of that pier. Same thing. This pier wall should extend all the way down to the ground surface. Instead, you can see that void that's formed. And as we take a look from underneath, which is a nice view, move that up. You shouldn't see anything in the blue color below or inside of that pier footing outline, and you do. So this is all void right here. That's all void area. And on this side, you don't see it quite as well because we didn't get low enough with our equipment onto the ground, but there was a void, and it was also dived or dove in by divers. All right, this is the after scan that we took at Pier 5. So you can see right off the bat, there's instead of extending straight out, there's an area of repair that started approximately half or 2/3 of the way back on the pier. And you can see all of the repair areas. These are some of the grout bags and other forming that they use to form up for the repair. And as we're looking along, we don't see any areas as we're moving around. And as you can tell, any areas that have voids that look like they've formed or anything. So this area has been fully repaired. The divers did verify that as well. The one area that did look a little bit different because of the way the water is now hitting that. Water comes from the main channel, which is over here, and comes and hits at the pier at a bit of an angle. And just behind where that repair ended, there is an area that we're going to call a watch area that's starting to erode away a little bit on that concrete. And the problem with this pier wasn't scour necessarily, it was the concrete was poor, and this bridge is pretty old, built in the early 1900s. So if you take a look, there's lots of other things that you can see underwater, so it's pretty cool technology. There's a log, there's a ladder, and then all along that wall.